Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and I have a special guest with me today, Robert Anderson, and we are here to give a preview for NXT Takeover Phoenix and the Royal Rumble. Let's go. This is episode 42 of the Everything Pro Wrestling podcast. Do me a favor, guys. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Me and Robert are here today. We are going to talk NXT TakeOver Phoenix. We have all of the match cards listed in the description box, and we're going to talk about this event and then the Royal Rumble for 2019. And I cannot wait for this jam-packed show with both of these previews. But what's going on with you, Rob?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Another day, man. We just got done watching a okay episode of Smackdown, I thought.
That was a good main event until we all saw what happened. Samoa Joe got involved, but great match.
Yeah. So let's talk about NXT TakeOver Phoenix, shall we?
Absolutely.
Let's run through this match by match here. I have my predictions already written down, and one of them I'll probably need to explain, but let's talk about NXT TakeOver overall first. NXT TakeOver is an event that always delivers. I never have an issue with this. They always figure out a way to make me care about the event, and they always find a way to produce something good. I have not seen one bad NXT TakeOver show.
Neither have I, man. Like, they know what they're doing down there. It's supposed to be developmental, but they're leaps and bounds ahead of this main product right now.
It's a brand, in my opinion.
It should be considered a brand.
I don't know. Like I said, we went to a live show, and I was more excited for that than any recent WWE show. So, NXT TakeOver Phoenix, guys. It's going to happen on Saturday. You're not going to want to miss this. I think we're in for an excellent show. Well, let's get into it, Rob. First match on the card. I have Matt Riddle versus Kassius Ohno. This has been a feud that started from Kassius Ohno, tired of the new guys coming in. He complained to the GM, William Regal, and Riddle has embarrassed Ohno in 2 defeats now, and Ohno is sick of it. And last we saw, Ohno attacked Riddle after the match and gave him a bro fist bump, bro. So, what do you think for this match?
You got to work with me on this one. I got Kassius Ohno winning this match. When's the last time Kassius won? He needs something.
I'm looking at you right now.
I know.
You're crazy, right?
I know. It's just, I know Matt Riddle. It makes more sense for Matt Riddle to win right now. You're trying to build up your new stars, but you want to keep this feud going. I say give Ohno the win.
Potentially. I've got something in the back of my mind with Ohno that will play off of something later, but I won't even get into that right now. I got Matt Riddle winning this. He's the new guy in NXT. I feel like he needs the push, and he's going to be someone who we eventually will see as NXT champion, in my opinion.
Oh, he's definitely got a bright future ahead of him. I actually have him winning next year's Royal Rumble, but we'll get into that next year.
That's a bold prediction. So we already are opposite on these. This might be an interesting preview show here. The next match I have is for the NXT North American Championship. The current champion, Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano. Now, this seems like a quick mini feud that they just threw together really quick. Basically, since DIY reunited in the cage, we've had Tommaso Ciampa playing the puppet master to Johnny Gargano. Basically teasing that, Johnny, are you going to let someone outshine you? And Ricochet is the person there, and he talks about how he doesn't respect Johnny Gargano as much since he attacked him from behind. Did he really? And Johnny Gargano's got some swag to him now. I don't know if he's a tweener, a heel, or what, but Johnny Gargano seems like he has tons of potential.
That said, Ricochet better beat his ass. I hate Johnny Gargano's character. He's a great wrestler. He's a great. I mean, he's doing his job right now. He's doing his job right now. I hate him. I want to see him get his head kicked in.
How dare you? I love Johnny Wrestling. I think that this is the ultimate potential triumph story with Johnny Gargano if they play it off correctly. Because I still have some doubts as far as how this whole Aleister Black thing happened and what they could do to fix this. So I still have this little glimmer of hope in my heart that Johnny Gargano is still really a good guy deep down, and we're just not understanding him yet. I got Ricochet for this match. Who you taking?
I'm taking Ricochet as well.
All right.
He got that belt not too long ago, and despite some shaky promo work, it's too early to take it off him.
You know what, though? I think with guys like Ricochet, you have to let him go out there and do his thing.
Yeah.
Like, let him rock. I think Ricochet is also someone who could be an NXT champion, and he is someone, when he gets on the main roster, he's going to sell a lot of shirts. He's going to be in all the video games. Actually, he just had his DLC come out for WWE 2K19 today. Make sure you guys check that out if you haven't already. He's got a pretty sweet moveset, not going to lie.
Conrad Foley over here with the cheap plug.
That's right. Pay me, baby. But yeah, so we both take Ricochet for the win on this one. Let's get to match number 3, which is my potential match that I'm not going to say sleeper match, but a match that you shouldn't not give your full attention to, because I think the next match after this will be my sleeper match. But for the NXT Tag Team Championship, we know what both these teams can do. We have the champions, the Undisputed Era. I assume it's going to be Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, assuming, versus the War Raiders. This has been a long-term feud that's been going on for quite some time between both these teams. And yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. Who do you got winning this one, Rob?
I'm going to take the Undisputed Era.
Oh, you're going to have to go into explaining this.
I feel like the War Raiders, I don't think they're not going to be in NXT much longer. I feel like they're going to get called up because there's a new focus on the Raw Tag Team division. There was just a report that one of the AOP, Akam, has a leg injury, so they need that brutish tag team on Raw. I don't know. I just got Undisputed Era retaining.
I'm going to go opposite of you. I think if you're going to call up a tag team next, it's got to be the Undisputed Era. These guys are stars. You have Adam Cole. How in the hell he doesn't have a match on this? I could not even explain to anybody.
Hey, Velveteen doesn't have a match either.
We'll get into that.
Oh, we will.
Bobby Fish, nowhere to be seen. He's kind of just
Has he gotten back in the ring yet?
Yeah, he's wrestled a couple matches since then, but nothing big. Who else did we have for this? Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. I think they make a really good tag team as well, though.
Oh, they're gonna kill it on the main roster when they get
who's
up
the better pairing for the Undisputed Era? Is it Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, or Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish?
Well, we've seen more successful defenses with O'Reilly and Strong, so
I just feel like
Fish was out injured, but
right. But I just feel like those two have some type of chemistry that just works with
Red Dragon.
No, I'm going not Red. I love Red Dragon too, but dude, I don't know. There's something about Strong and O'Reilly that I've just been really like. These guys are such little douchebags that I want to punch them in the face. But at the same time, I love the air guitar and I love the Undisputed Era. But I think it's War Raiders time to be on top in NXT for a little bit. And I have a question written down here. Is the Undisputed ready for a call-up after WrestleMania? Because I see them getting a rematch potentially. Are they one of the teams you call up?
I'd love to see it. I would hope so.
I don't know if I'd love to see anybody get called up or called down to the main roster. Yeah.
See, I try to be an optimist, but
this
guy's here to slap me back into reality.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So we're opposite on that one too. Another good one. Here's my sleeper match of the night. 4th match on the card for the NXT Women's Championship. We have Shayna Baszler, the current champ, versus Bianca Belair. Rob, I'm gonna let you take this one over.
I got Shayna Baszler winning this. I'm really, really looking forward to this match. I like the matchup, the meshing of styles, I would say. You got the bruiser Shayna Baszler against Miss Finesse, Bianca Belair. Belair, she's still a work in progress, but she's like almost, I consider her like a diamond in the rough down there right now. I feel like with just some polish, she can be a major player in the women's division.
Yeah, Bianca Belair is somebody who, she's got the gimmick, she's got the athletic look. I like the long ponytail. She can use it as a weapon. The EST of NXT She's got all the gimmicks. She held her own in the ring in that last promo too with her and Shayna Baszler. I thought she did a very good job putting it all together. Could she use some more work? Absolutely. But is it time for Bianca Belair to win this?
Not yet.
I don't think so either. I got Shayna Baszler retaining this some way. Even if it's by DQ, I have Baszler's going to walk out as the women's champ. I don't care if it's DQ or whatever.
I don't think it's going to be a DQ, but I do think that Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir do get involved. One of them is taking one of those that ponytail to the back.
You know what? I like that. Honestly, you know what I'm going to go with here? I think the numbers game will be too much, and I think Shayna Baszler wins by a tap out. And not that that's going to hurt Bianca Belair. I think you have her put up one hell of a fight, but the numbers game caught up to her. She's going to need backup.
Yeah, she will be undefeated no more.
Yeah, so that's my official prediction. So if you want to mark me down for that, I'm going to say Bianca Belair suffers a defeat to Shayna Baszler. And you agree?
I'm right there with you.
Okay. Is Shayna Baszler ready for an NXT or a main roster call up as well? I have that written down. I mean, I think she's ready, but I don't think Shafir and Jessamine Duke are ready.
If they do it, they have to get involved with Rousey somehow. So free Rousey up from that title, and then yes. But for now, I keep her where she's at. Shayna Baszler's killing it lately. So
I didn't know they were going to try and rush to do like a 4 horsewomen match, maybe like at the February pay-per-view. I hope not. I think you saved that maybe for Survivor Series next year.
Yeah, this year, next year they can wait.
That could be your first War Games match.
Ooh, okay.
Woo! Vince McMahon, you can hire me, buddy. I cost a lot of money, but you can hire me. Just putting it out there.
Okay, I like that.
And we get to the final match for the NXT brand. We have the NXT Championship on the line. Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black. Aleister Black finally gets his rematch that he's been waiting for. He's been begging for this, and he finally gets Tommaso Ciampa one-on-one. Does Black finally get his win back in this match?
He does not, because I have him debuting in the Rumble on Sunday.
Ooh, all right. We're going to have to save that for the Rumble talk. I agree with you, and I think the main thing that I want to talk about with this is this whole Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black, like this whole mess in NXT in the main event picture. I have Tommaso Ciampa winning as well, but where do we go from here with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, Rob?
Do you want to see maybe another an official DIY reunion?
I thought we were going to get it at this show. I thought maybe we would get a tag match where it was like DIY versus, I don't know, Black and Ricochet. Yeah, or
Black
Dream.
Dunn, somebody. I don't know. Eventually it's going to lead to the one-on-one match where Johnny Gargano finally overcomes his demons, overcomes himself, and Johnny Failure no more. He wins that belt.
That I think you saved that though for that big WrestleMania show, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. This is a hell of a story that I don't think they should throw away.
Oh, no. Long-term storytelling with this one has been working so far. Keep it going.
I like that. I think this show is going to be something to look forward to, and it has a lot of promise to it. I love the logos and everything. Shout out to you, man, for doing the cover art for this. So if you guys actually see, Robert has been making a lot of our cover art for the Everything Pro Wrestling brand, and I appreciate him for that. So big thank you to you.
Oh, no doubt, sir. What was I going to say?
Do you have something to add about that match?
No, just NXT overall. Like, they're in a good place right now. Well, they've been in a good place, but the future's in good hands is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I thought you had fear for a second. Maybe that's.
Oh, no. Oh, now I know what I wanted to ask you. Do you think anybody shows up in the crowd? Like any surprise debuts or anything?
I think the entire AEW roster. I'm just kidding. You can't go through any wrestling show out here in AEW right now. I don't see anybody showing up in the crowd at this point. Yeah, I've got nobody in my mind right now that's been signed that I'm trying to think of. The only person who I could see potentially in the crowd, maybe like a Chelsea Green, maybe the NXT UK guys, give them some shine. But other than that,
shout out to Wolfgang.
Yeah, Wolfgang, we miss you. I like Gallus though.
Gallus is nice.
Absolutely. But other than that, guys, we have talked about NXT TakeOver enough. We're about to get into our Royal Rumble 2019 preview. But before we get into that, guys, we're going to check out and hear a word from our good friends from Everything College Basketball.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Burton, inviting you all to come join the fastest growing group dedicated solely to college basketball, Everything College Basketball. Just go to Facebook and in the search bar type in Everything College Basketball. Once you've joined, feel free to begin chatting with other diehard college hoops nuts like yourself. Also, while you're there, go check out the podcasts on Anchor, Podbean, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just search up Everything College Basketball Podcast, and as always, like, share, and subscribe. Ooh, yeah! Dig it!
Folks, due to some technical difficulties, we had a little trouble with Anchor on the recording of this. We had to use a different app. If you experience any difficulties with this, you got to blame Anchor. I don't know what's going on with them, but they got to get their stuff together. We recorded this 3 times.
3 freaking times, over 40 minutes.
It just shows how dedicated we are to this craft. Anchor, get it together, because we coming for you now.
And we're back. And you guys want to make sure you check out the Everything College Basketball Podcast. With March Madness coming up, you guys are going to want to be locked in. And Josh runs a wonderful Facebook group that you guys are going to want to check out. Let's get back into this Royal Rumble 2019 card, though, Rob. And one of the first matches I think we need to talk about is a potential kickoff show match, which is for the Cruiserweight Championship. We have a fatal 4-way with Buddy Murphy, who's the champion, versus Kalisto, versus Akira Tozawa, versus Hideo Itami. Yeah, that's how excited I sound for this. I predict in this one that Buddy Murphy is going to pick up the victory. Now, Kalisto, he's already been the Cruiserweight champion. I don't really think he needs it again. Same with Tozawa. I'm sorry, maybe, is it just Tozawa? Is it Akira Tozawa?
I think he's under the radar enough that he's okay. We can still call him Akira.
Shut up!
Akira.
Yeah, and then Hideo Itami is someone who I wouldn't mind seeing win the belt, but...
Not yet.
I don't know. What do you think of Hideo? Is he damaged goods at this point?
He's been damaged goods for a long time. I'd like to see him go back home, actually. Go back over to Noah, maybe try his foot in New Japan, but...
Yeah,
I think it's over for you up here, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, though, that we'll eventually see Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy join Mustafa Ali on one of the brands. I think those guys are just too good to be on 205 Live. And that's no disrespect to everyone else, but those guys are workhorses and they do a tremendous job putting in that work. So Buddy Murphy for the win for me.
I got Buddy Murphy as well. He's been doing great things with that title. Keep it on him.
So the next match, the U.S. title match. I don't even want to talk about this because Nakamura was the freaking Royal Rumble winner last year, and he may be in a potential kickoff show match. I have Rusev winning this. You can take over this, Rob.
I got Rusev winning as well because Shinsuke Nakamura, it's like you just said, he won the Royal Rumble last year. We're not going to rant about this, but...
You know what? I lied. Dude, Shinsuke Nakamura was one of your most over talents a year ago. The man had people singing his theme song. I don't want to hear that the man couldn't speak English. I don't want to hear that Shinsuke Nakamura wasn't ready for that push and it wasn't his time because it was Jinder Mahal's time at one point. Dude, freaking ridiculous how they've treated Shinsuke. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to AEW or if he even leaves and goes back to New Japan at this point.
It'd be the best bet for him right now because he's flailing right now. I've never seen a worse downward spiral in quite some time, man. Either way, Rusev retains. Next match.
We have the third match on the card for the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles. We have The Bar versus the Miz and Shane McMahon. If I could, I would play Weird Science's theme right now because I have no idea what they're doing with this weird-ass storyline. Like, there's like this bromance with Shane and The Miz, And I don't know exactly what these guys are trying to do or what they want to do, but...
Our daddies didn't love us.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is, dude. It's awkward. The Bar have been tremendous tag team champions, and when I say tremendous, I mean they put in solid in-ring work, but no one gives a damn about the tag belts on either brand at this point. And they're setting up something with Shane and The Miz. I can't really tell what the end game is at this point. I think Shane and Miz are going to fight at Mania.
Probably. I'm hoping The Miz jumps Shane during this match. I don't know what his motivation would be, but Shane McMahon is 49 years old.
I think Miz's motivation would be to not wind up like the Bludgeon Brothers, Shelton Benjamin, Anderson and Gallows, Sanity.
Her catering is quite good back there, though.
You're evil, bro.
Hey.
I got Miz and Shane becoming the new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champs at this point.
And I do, too, begrudgingly, but, hey, weird things have happened. A 12-year-old won the belt at WrestleMania.
Dude, if you could have just saw how I looked at him, don't ever bring that doo-doo ass storyline up again. Let's talk about the Men's Royal Rumble. We got a lot of different stuff happening in this one. I know you like to do the game of who's going to be the Iron Man, who gets the most eliminations, surprise appearances, and everything else. So let's try and go through that real quick. Who is the Iron Man for the Men's Royal Rumble?
For me, I got Dean Ambrose, and I don't know why. I just feel it.
I'm going with Andrade. That's it. Cien Almas.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, no, it's just Andrade now, apparently. But, no, I think he would be a perfect person to get that Iron Man treatment. Who gets the most eliminations?
I'm going to go with... Who gets the most? Drew McIntyre.
Okay. Yeah, I like that for Drew. I would like to see that happen, but I think Braun Strowman ends up getting the most eliminations to make him finally like this over monster.
Nah.
Hey, we'll agree to disagree. That's fine with me.
Who gets the Warlord spot?
The fastest elimination, R-Truth for me. Easily.
I'm hoping it's Braun Strowman.
Oh, that's bad, dude.
Get him out of here, man.
Why? What's wrong with Braun?
He's dead. He is finished.
He did.
I tell you he did. Finito. Cooked.
Ever since that brutal heel turn for Roman Reigns, they should have never did that. Bad news.
Alright, surprise entrance. Who do you see coming back? Or debuting?
Kenny Omega? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't see it at all. Kenny's contract supposedly isn't up till the 31st anyway. One of my number one people, Carlito. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. I don't know. I just always like Carlito with his nonchalant attitude. He doesn't care, and he's really good, actually, in the ring.
I want to see Kevin Owens. Just because I miss my boy, and I think he's good to go.
What about, do you see anyone from NXT?
I can see Velveteen Dream, maybe.
Absolutely. He just locked his Twitter account, though. I don't know if he's in trouble for that or whatnot. I did hear rumors of NXT guys very upset with their pay. Reason why Tommaso Ciampa and Nikki Cross aren't in WWE 2K19. I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw Ricochet make an appearance, too, here. Just throwing some weird names out for NXT. Go ahead.
I was going to say Aleister Black, but we kind of covered that on the NXT preview part.
Yeah. What about my boy, Randy Orton's in the ring, he's clearing out people, and then all of a sudden you just hear, Mr. Kennedy! Then you wait for it. Kennedy! I just think it would be cool to see those two interact because they probably absolutely hate each other.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. Maybe, how about Bray Wyatt?
Ooh, it's been a while since we've seen Brother Bray. What about Matt Hardy? Delete!
Is it going to be Broken Matt Hardy or
I hope it's not.
Broken Matt Hardy?
You know what? It'll be interesting.
Or Big Money Matt.
I think we can agree that none of those names are winning, though, that we've even mentioned.
Truth.
Rob, who do you have winning the Royal Rumble for the men's side?
I got Drew McIntyre in dominant fashion.
Who's your final four?
My final four is a Raw affair. I got John Cena, even though he's supposedly injured, but he's John Cena, so haha. I got Bobby Lashley.
The almighty.
The almighty Bobby Lashley.
That's right.
I got Seth Rollins and my eventual winner, Drew McIntyre.
Ooh, I'm similar with two of those. I see the Drew, I see Seth Rollins, but my other two would be Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio as the final four guys in the ring, but in the end, Seth Rollins picks up the victory by eliminating Drew McIntyre. And I feel Seth Rollins will go on to WrestleMania to face one of the champions.
I can see that happening. I can see it going either way.
Yeah, those are obviously the two favorites for the Royal Rumble. And R-Truth is at number 30, so anything can happen.
You in any Rumble pools this year?
I am. I am in the Royal Rumble pool. I have drawn number 6. So whoever has number 6, pray for me. And please let it be someone good. Also, in the past, I have gotten the number 27 a couple years ago, and it was Enzo Amore. I think that was the big San Antonio one when they went back to Texas.
The Alamo.
Yes. I can't even remember who won that. Was that the one Orton won?
I believe so.
Yeah, dude, I was freaking pissed, dude. Enzo Amore came out, and, dude, dead.
How you doing after that?
You can't hear that on the podcast. Anywho, let's get into the next match, which is for the Raw Women's title. We have Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. Now, I know people don't want to talk about this whole AEW effect, dude, but I think it really is playing a part on some of the changes we've been seeing on television with Sasha Banks getting pushed, Finn Balor. There's a lot of people being pushed who weren't in prominent spots, and I know that some people may say it's the changes that Vince McMahon promised, but I think it's the fear of losing some of these talents. What do you think, Rob?
I think it's a combination of the two. You know, AEW, they're backed by somebody with a lot of money, they got a lot of momentum, but it's also, you know, the pressure of promising change on the main roster for Raw and SmackDown. They have to be true to their word. So you see guys like the Revival's been on TV every week. Sasha Banks has been in singles competition. Zack Ryder made an appearance on television.
Major Bros reunited.
The Major Bros.
Who knows what could happen on Monday Night Raw? Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey. What about Ronda's promo?
Where she was gonna cut all her hair up and wash Sasha's feet because Sasha thinks she's some sort of deity.
That's a Bible reference.
I know.
For you guys.
I know.
I'm just saying, there's probably a lot of sinners. You never know.
Hey.
But yeah, that's where that came from. It was a Bible reference. Yeah, I didn't like the promo at all.
It was awful.
I don't know. Ronda's really good in ring. On the mic, needs some work, but it's her first year too. I mean, I'll cut her some slack.
Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
She is tripping all over herself.
You're a badass, few words, I kick ass, chew bubblegum, leave. Basically, that's how she should keep it. Now, Sasha Banks and her had a good tag match with the Boston Hug Connection versus Natalya and Ronda Rousey. Sasha Banks was out there. She bared it all.
Easy now. Will you just stop?
All right. But, no pun intended. But Sasha Banks, actually, she's been on a nice little bit of a roll here, but I don't think Sasha's winning this at all. As much as I love Sasha Banks, in my opinion, she is one of the best in the division, and I think she's one of the best women wrestlers in the world, but I don't think Sasha's going to win this. I think her and Bayley are slated to win those women's tag titles.
Yeah, and Ronda's she's too profitable right now to lose that belt.
Yeah.
You're selling tickets to Mania off of that.
I think she's in the main event of Mania. It's already set up.
Yeah.
So we both agree Ronda Rousey?
I'm taking Ronda.
All right, let's get to the WWE title match. One of the hardest matches, I think, to call in who wins this because of everything going on with Vince McMahon's storyline. We have the new Daniel Bryan, better known as Captain Planet, versus the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Because everyone needs a moniker.
That's right.
Like the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Shut up! And so we got Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. I think it's going to be a hell of a match between two former ROH competitors. Shout out to Nigel McGuinness, too. I just thought about that documentary.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I was a big Nigel fan back in those days, and I really wish he had that opportunity. Sad stuff in there.
Hey, it's never too late, man.
This is true.
Nothing's stopping him right now.
But let's get back to this Daniel Bryan AJ Styles match. Rob, who do you have winning this? I mean, there's not a lot behind this either. It's just kind of a rematch from previous.
You can go either way, but I got AJ winning. And I think it has something to do with the outcome of the Rumble and Vince's backing of AJ Styles as of late.
But AJ Styles is rumored to have not signed a contract either.
He ain't going nowhere.
You don't think so?
Nah, his family's too set up right now.
Yeah, AJ's living the large life, but I think he wants fewer dates, though, and that means a lot to him. I also have AJ Styles slated to win the WWE title here. I think that we'll see something happen, and maybe he's already signed and we don't know it. I mean, just because we don't know doesn't mean that it hasn't happened either. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting match. I got AJ Styles as well for the victory here.
I think AJ gets the win through nefarious ways. As in, he gets revenge for his obliterated testicles that have just taken a beating over this past year.
I never thought AJ Styles' testicles would be a point of conversation on this podcast.
Hey, man, he did it to himself. Put a cup on, dude.
I would like to see the person who doesn't win this match face Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
And I would love to see that. Because Shawn Michaels, that match in Saudi Arabia...
You can't go out like that.
You can't go out like that. I know the money was good.
That sweet Saudi money.
You know, there's a song we could play right now by Ron Browns and Busta Rhymes, but you probably get sued.
I thought you were going to say Rock the Cash Bar.
I mean, I like the Clash, but...
I just thought about Matthew from Botchamania. Sorry.
Rock the Cash Bar.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Shawn Michaels, Daniel Bryan would be a really good match, I think.
That would be great.
Shawn and AJ would be a great match, too. I would love to see either one of those guys get the chance. What about Batista? Could you see Batista maybe fitting in the mold here?
I don't see any Batista without Triple H right now. And Triple H, he ain't going to be cleared with that pec rip.
Not until the very last minute.
Although, I don't think he's subject to the same testing as the full-time talent, so... You never know.
Yeah, don't get me started on that part-time BS. Let's get into the SmackDown Live women's title. We have Asuka versus Becky Lynch.
The man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Becky Lynch.
It's ma'am. Sorry.
Hey.
Asuka versus Becky Lynch. This is going to be a good match, I think. It has a lot of potential.
It should be.
I think that this match has to make Becky Lynch look good, but she also gets screwed over. I have Asuka winning this with some potential Ronda Rousey or Charlotte Flair involvement.
And I'm right there with you. I feel like Asuka's earned this spot right now. Keep the belt on her. But my thing is, if she does win this belt, where does she go from here? Or keep this belt, I mean. Where does she go from here? I'd like to see something with her and Lacey Evans.
Yeah, Asuka's got a couple different people she could face. Has Nikki Cross been guaranteed a spot either? I mean, you've got some options.
She's in the Rumble, but...
Right, you've got options. Maybe a triple threat with those two. 2 triple threat matches for the women's title, even though I prefer a one-on-one.
I'm getting kind of WrestleMania 2000 vibes with that. It's too many multi-man matches, but...
You got a lot of people to fit on this show, though, too.
You also got a lot of hours to fill.
Oh, my God, why is that show so long? Don't even get me started on the length of these shows. Yeah, so I got Asuka winning this, and I think it's going to be a good thing. And hopefully they come up with a good spot for her and someone for her to face. The WWE Universal Title match, good sir. We have Brock Lesnar with his advocate, Paul Heyman, as he defends his Universal title against Finn Balor. The first question I had written down here was, will we see the Demon appear? But as we know, he's told ESPN that he will not appear as the Demon. He will appear as the man, Finn Balor. No pun intended. Sorry, Becky.
But, as we know, Finn has been known to troll. So, we may get the Demon. Potentially.
I mean, Finn's a thief, man. He's He's a different guy. He likes to play around with people's like emotions and go off of anything that's in the dirt sheets. All
that said, though, Brock don't care about no body paint, so
I got Brock winning this easily. I think Brock wins for a later on match that Finn Balor becomes the Intercontinental Champion after defeating Bobby Lashley.
I could see that, but I also have a callback to No Way Out 04 with Braun Strowman helping Finn Balor defeat Brock Lesnar. After maybe Lesnar causes him a spot in the Rumble, or causes him I don't know. Something. I can see Finn winning this belt momentarily.
So you think he needs the help, though, to win it? He's not going to win it clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I want to go off on something really quick. You heard the rumors that Brock Lesnar specifically requested this match with Finn Balor. We know it's going to be a great match. Just like he had a great match with Daniel Bryan, he had a great match with AJ Styles. Why is he willing to work with these guys, but he would do nothing with Dean Ambrose?
I just think that Dean Ambrose was at a bad time because wasn't that right before he went back to UFC?
Yeah, I guess, but it was just... I felt bad for Dean.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel Dean gets the short end of the stick, and that's probably like a whole nother episode that we could just talk about Dean Ambrose. Yeah, that's lots of potential. And the match that I think is going to main event the show, which is the Women's Royal Rumble. Rob, same questions I guess we'll have to go back to once again. Who is your Iron Woman in all of this?
My Iron Woman in this match is Charlotte Flair.
I'm going to go with Ember Moon. I think she'll last quite some time and be known. What about most eliminations?
Most eliminations for me, I think, will be a combination of Tamina and Nia Jax in their Big Show and Kane role.
Oh, hell no!
Man.
That would be shit. I'm not going to lie. I have Nia Jax with the most eliminations. I think you got to keep her looking strong despite everything else that's going on. Surprises. I mean, we know we got Lacey Evans and Alexa Bliss announced.
Alright, so we got 6 open spots. 2 of them go to the Bellas. 2 of them go to Trish and Lita. There's 2 more. Maybe someone from NXT, maybe Candice LeRae. And you got to bring somebody else in. That's 1 more. I'll give that to you. Who you got?
I think we could potentially... I don't know, man. We could probably see my girl Victoria. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in my thinking of that, and it's a long shot. It's Victoria's last year, and Victoria, she's a legend, dude. Like, she should be someone who goes into the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Based on her in-ring work by itself. I felt she was always given the short end of the stick after basically her feud with, like, Trish. And she just kind of always lucked out. I think it'd be cool to see someone like that pop back up at the Royal Rumble, though.
See, she was in the wrong era. She was a worker amongst divas, and she carried that division for a while.
And she just did a show here recently at ESW. Shout outs to those guys.
But I don't know about that because I feel like they have a problem with her. Because they wouldn't let her backstage at one of the Smackdown shows last year. She wasn't invited to any of the anniversary shows over the past few years. I don't know what the issue is, but Victoria deserves better.
Yeah, I agree. Victoria would be my choice, though, for that. Overall, though, let's talk about who do you have winning this?
Like we discussed earlier, we have Becky Lynch losing to Asuka, and I feel like she'll take Carmella's number 30 spot. Maybe she's backstage. Carmella says something slick to her about losing. Carmella gets disarmed. All pun intended. She takes her number 30 spot and clears house, and I got Becky Lynch winning.
I am going to go different than you. I think that Charlotte Flair ends up becoming the winner. It's basically another notch in her belt. Vince McMahon and the brass love Charlotte Flair, and I can easily see her winning this. And Becky's going to have to figure out a way to inject herself into that WrestleMania main event. I think we're getting a triple threat at Mania. That's just my honest belief.
Yeah, I can see it, but I'm not looking forward to that post-Rumble promo from Charlotte. I went in there with 29 other women, and I dumped all 29 out. Woo!
Oh boy. Yeah, but I think Charlotte's just the smart money to bet on.
And I can see it going either way, but I got Becky.
Now, before we get into our Q&A segment, guys, just don't forget, before and after, I'm sorry, I should say before, we'll have posts and everything in the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group, but after the shows, after each of these events on the WWE Network, we will be live on YouTube. So type in Everything Pro Wrestling, subscribe to the channel. If you're interested, turn on the notifications. I will have reviews up immediately after, and I will talk about the shows, give them my letter grades, and everything else. And hopefully, we'll see how my predictions turn out for the show, and we'll talk about it. And I want you guys in there as well, so you can give your thoughts and opinions on everything else. Robert's got some Q&A questions. We're going to try and get through them pretty quickly without giving away too much. And who do you got up first, Rob?
All right, we got Carrion Flood.
From across the pond. He's from Ireland. What's up, Flood?
What up, dude? Alright, so, do you think Becky Lynch will lose to Asuka? We already answered that. We both say yes. But we have another part. If Becky does lose to Asuka, does this kill her massive momentum heading towards WrestleMania? As she technically was not beat at TLC, so this will be a big loss. And we'll throw it to you first.
My answer to that is it depends on how you do it. I mean, you could have Becky lose in 30 seconds, and even at that point, is it really going to matter? I think she's so over at this point that it doesn't matter. But there are a lot of people getting fickle on her.
Fickle!
And now it's, oh, yeah, she's not that great, she's not that good. Listen, dude, she's the biggest draw in the company at this point. Let her rock. She has earned this since SummerSlam, since we had to hashtag Boo the Woo. And yeah, Becky Lynch is over. I don't think she has anything to worry about in this match. Even if she loses, I think she's going to look strong in defeat, and it doesn't matter.
I think she's safe. She's so hot right now. She can afford the loss. She'll be alright. She got nothing to worry about over there. Our next question comes from Matt Thomas.
Matt Thomas.
Who wants to relive the past and wants to know what our top 10 Royal Rumbles of all time would be. And we're going to throw that to you. I'm just going to play off of you.
Alright, Matt. This is really tough. I'm going to try not to get too deep into this so that I'm not ruining some of the stories for people. But let's talk about these top 10 Royal Rumbles. My number one is easily the 1992 Royal Rumble. It's my favorite Royal Rumble of all time. It's the GOAT. Don't at me. It's just what it's going to be. Alright?
It also wasn't fair to Flair.
That's right. Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon did their best commentary work on that show. And as you guys heard, if you listened to the previous episode of the Everything Pro Wrestling podcast, Ric Flair's the man. He just performed in that one, and it was great. There were so many storylines involved with it, with Jake the Snake Roberts and Macho Man Randy Savage. You had The Undertaker and Hulk Hogan, Sid and Hogan. You had so many guys in there that were top main event names, and so many different things happening. Piper threatening to become the Intercontinental and WWE Champion by winning the Royal Rumble. Lots of potential. My number two Rumble, the 2001 Royal Rumble. You saw Stone Cold Steve Austin beasting it in there. You had The Rock in there. You had Haku in there. Rikishi, I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people. Kane was a beast in there as well.
Don't worry, Betty.
Kane was in there. He was a beast in that Rumble. If you've never seen it, highly recommend you go back to check that out. My number three, the 2004 Royal Rumble. It involves He Who We Shall Not Speak Of. Amazing Rumble, amazing story. Had no idea who was going to win that one.
For 04, I had John Cena winning that just because he was the young upstart. Seemed like they were starting to ride behind him.
He was being groomed for that spot.
Yeah.
Actually, did you listen to Bruce Pritchard's podcast?
I did.
Bruce Pritchard actually said John Cena was the secondary pick to win that at the time.
I could have saw it.
Cena was almost there. He was over back then. Let's get into the next one. My fourth pick would be the 2007 Royal Rumble.
And you know I love this one.
Dude, you had two Texas stars in there. And I'm just going to lay out how the ending starts. Basically, Rated RKO both go out at the same time. So they're eliminated. The final two in there are Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. They're both bleeding. They're both laying there. They lay there for quite some time. They must have planned this out perfectly. And as soon as the time was right, Shawn Michaels kips up and The Undertaker sits up, and it's pure magic from there. It's like basically a one-on-one match, and it helps set up, I think, future matches. The next year in 2008, they were number 1 and 2. Then you also had the WrestleMania 25 match between them and the WrestleMania 26 match. It was money. Absolutely love that. My number 5 is the 1994 Royal Rumble.
Explain, sir.
Alright, dude. So it brings me back to my childhood, and you had the great ending, and I always have to give props to the original first. That's why it's over the next choice. I love the Owen Hart storyline with Brett. Brett doesn't make it out. You also had Shawn Michaels lasting in there for quite some time. Diesel eliminating everybody. The first guy to clear out the ring and waiting for people to come in. Diesel did a great job. And then you had two over baby faces do the double elimination at the exact same time. Heat check for who was the better baby face.
And we all know who won that one. But shout out to Lex Luger for around that time, a guy who wasn't the most coordinated for pulling off that spot so well. Also, I think Owen played a factor into this finish because if he didn't kick Brett's leg out of his leg, he probably would have landed first or landed second, but
I never thought about it like that. That's deep. Go ahead.
Because brother's always got your back.
Number 6, the 2005 Royal Rumble. Same thing, John Cena, Batista. The best part, Vince McMahon coming out tearing up both of his quads.
You are terrible for laughing at an old man's pain.
Dude, you have to laugh at that every single time. He throws his jacket like a child, throws like a hissy fit, and as soon as he slides in the ring, he can't even stand up and he's yelling, sitting there from the bottom rope, yelling at people for what to do because he's so pissed that he ripped his own quads. And you know what? He's a beastie dude for even getting up and finishing that. I would have been done. Like, yeah, I'm going to the back. Get rid of this. Yeah, great ending, though, with John Cena Batista. Very similar to the 1994. Like I said, we'll get into that if we ever do a review show on it. My number 7, 2008 Royal Rumble. We had a great special appearance from Rowdy Piper and Jimmy Snuka. I already mentioned who 1 and 2 were. Lots of great people in that Rumble. You saw like CM Punk's first appearance. You had Carlito in there, Umaga. Lots of great guys. But the best part was who came out at number 30. Triple H is in the ring clearing house. Number 30 hits, and it's John Cena, who we thought would be injured for a few more months.
But it's John Cena in Madison Square Garden. Now, when those horns hit, the crowd went nuts. They're like, oh, wait a minute, he's not supposed to be here. And then their reality set in. They realized what was happening, and they remembered that they hated him again. So it was like highs and lows of wrestling, but you gotta love it.
My number 8 is the 1997 Royal Rumble. Now, this one's interesting. I remember watching it at my Uncle Jeff's house with my cousin Anthony. There were a bunch of people over, and you had so many great moments in this. I believe you mentioned one of them with Stone Cold sitting on the
top turnbuckle, looking at his wrist, waiting for the next victim, set him up, I knock him down. Just a badass dude, man.
Yeah, I was surprised Stone Cold won because at that time he was basically a mid-carder.
He just finished being the ringmaster.
Yes, and he was just in a weird position at that point. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a mid-carder, and he wound up winning with some controversy surrounding it. And yeah, all around I thought it was a good Rumble. Very surprising. And that was in the Alamo as well.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9 is the 2002 Rumble. And this is mainly for the appearances. They had so many great guest appearances in this one. You had a great spots in there with like the Hurricane. Guest appearances, you had The Godfather, Goldust, Mr. Perfect, Val Venus. Am I missing anybody else? I might be missing 1 or 2, but there were a lot of surprises in there and people returned, and I thought it was great. Triple H, it was basically his story of him becoming injured, and coming back from it.
Came back a beast.
Yeah. What was the song playing behind it? Was it U2? Beautiful Day? I don't remember. He had one of those songs. I can hear it in my head right now. I think it's Beautiful Day by U2. But yeah, shout out to Triple H for that one. And last but not least, this is only because of you is why this one's on here.
Tell the story, sir.
It's the 2010 Royal Rumble, and we're at Buffalo Wild Wings. We're sitting there. We got the Pro Bowl game on one TV. Nobody's really watching it. I mean, we were like, oh, okay, this is cool, but whatever. Everybody's into the Rumble. They're counting down. They're yelling. Dudes who are even there to watch football are like, oh, the Royal Rumble's on. So we're sitting there. Number 29 hits. It's Edge. And there's this John Cena kid in front of us. He's got the gear on. He's all excited for Cena. And I'll never forget seeing John Cena get eliminated by Edge. And Edge ends up winning. I'll spoil this one for you guys. But Robert cheered so loud in front of this kid who looked back at him after Cena got eliminated. Robert cheered right in front of this kid's face. This kid looked like he wanted to cry, dude. It was like the worst thing ever. Robert paused for a second and just kept cheering because he was so happy that Edge won. And I was just like, man, that's such a beef move, man.
Crushed this kid's soul, man. But,
yo,
hey, he was in the wrong spot, man.
That kid had that terrible John Cena towel ready to wipe those tears away, dude. That kid was done, dude. Just a great moment. You had to be there to actually see it happen. The live reaction was even better.
That was just a great night, man.
Yes. But those are my top 10 Royal Rumbles playing off of it.
I'm going to throw one more in there. Throw the 2000 Rumble in there just because of my dad's reaction at the end. The Rock eliminates Big Show, and The Rock's feet allegedly touched first, but the camera angle didn't catch it. And my dad was furious because he was an old school fan with his, bigger guy should have a better chance of winning this match. And he saw The Rock pull him over. He was like, oh, this is bullshit. How does this happen? This 7'5" monster gets pulled over by The Rock. The Rock's good, but Big Show's Big Show.
What's up with old dudes loving the big guys, man? They got that Vince knowledge,
oh,
man.
That's how it was.
But real quick, guys, Robert's got one more thing to add into this before we get ready to head out. What did you want to do here?
We're going to call this Rapid Fire Royal Rumble. I got 5 Rumble-related questions. No thinking. First answer that pops into your head. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Excluding 1992, what's your favorite Rumble match?
2004.
Who's your favorite surprise entrant?
Road Dogg.
Get out of here.
I'm kidding. AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, okay. Your favorite Rumble ending?
2004.
Okay, Benoit over Big Show. What is the worst Rumble match?
As much as it pains me to say this because it has a great ending, I'm going to go with the 1995 Rumble. Honorable mention, that horrible 40-man Royal Rumble with Santino almost winning.
And I'm going to throw my 2 cents in and throw 1999 in there with Vince winning. That was just stupid.
Oh, God, that was bad, too. Yeah, those are probably the 3 worst, easily.
Who's your favorite Royal Rumble winner?
The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, my favorite wrestler of all time. Especially that 96 one where he super kicked Diesel's punk ass over the top rope.
All right. I dig it.
Sorry, Cam.
All right.
You know what happened after that.
Bonus question. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
I don't want to say this
you got
on the microphone. Patriots.
Boo.
Not by choice. Derek, don't you ever bring this up. You either, Brandon Ermel. I'm not a Patriots fan, man, but every other year when they lose, they come back to win the next year. So,
yeah.
And I think we see history repeat itself that the Rams lose to the Patriots, and that's how the dynasty started.
And hopefully how the dynasty ends. Please retire. Just go away. Release the AFC, please. For the love of God.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Anything else, Rob?
That's all I got, guys.
Guys, I want to give a special shout out to everybody who interacted with the Q&A. I appreciate everyone in the Everything Pro Wrestling group. I know James Farley had a really good comment about in the fantasy booking section with Josh Burton as well. I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you check out Josh Burton and Everything College Basketball. He's a good guy. He's got a good Facebook group and an excellent podcast that's recently been put on iTunes. Show him your love. Other than that, Rob, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
I got no shout-outs because I got to work this weekend, so I'll be watching it at work, so screw all of you. I love you all, but screw you. Heel mode.
Hashtag Heel Robert. Guys, once again, make sure you are on the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, and check out my NXT Takeover Phoenix review. That'll be up on Saturday immediately after the show, hopefully. And same thing with the Royal Rumble on Sunday. We will have a review show up immediately afterwards on the YouTube channel. Come in. I want to hear your opinions on the show. Check it out. I will read your opinions out loud if you guys want. Not a problem. I want to interact with you guys and see what the fans actually thought of the show. And thank you so much for listening to the Everything Pro Wrestling podcast. And there's only one way to go out when it's Royal Rumble weekend. What's happening, wrestling fans? My name is Conrad Cushman, and I am the host of the Everything Pro Wrestling podcast. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And if you guys want to listen to our podcast, go to anchor.fm/EPW. We are also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and TuneIn. Now let's get back to Wilfred.